It's fair to say that Street Kart has had its criticisms in the past, with people struggling to find a control method that works for them. I've always found that a little odd because I've never met a driving game with so many different methods of controlling. There are currently 6 different methods, including DualShock, DualSense and Xbox controllers. If you spend a few minutes in the practice track playing around with the different methods of controller, I'm sure you can find one that works for you. Let's have a look at that now. To access the controller settings, click on that little cog in the bottom left hand corner of the main home screen, or if you wish, you can access it from the in-game menu system by clicking on that little spanner there. Click on control in the top left corner and there are all your options. To start with, let's take a look at perhaps the least popular control method, arrow controls. With this you use your right thumb for acceleration and braking and your left thumb for left and right control of the kart. Next up is touch control. This is actually quite a common control method. With this, you place your left thumb on the screen and wherever you touch the screen, the steering wheel will appear and you can just roll your thumb left and right to control the direction of the kart. Acceleration and braking is the same as the arrow method of controlling with your right thumb. Personally, the touch control isn't for me. I've never quite got my head round it. There is a second version of the touch method, touch reverse. I don't know if that's for people who drive on the other side of the road to the Brits, I don't know. But I've never quite got my head around the control method. I'd rather have my right thumb and left thumb controlling the accelerator and brake independently, just like a left foot braking, right foot acceleration on a regular road car. Lastly, we've got Tilt Pro and Tilt Pro Classic. Both are very similar, except Tilt Pro has Ackerman, which we shall look at now. For me, this is the most natural method of controlling the kart within the game, and it's also the method that the vast majority of the top guys also use. A lot of people discount it because the default setting doesn't quite feel natural and you can find yourself zigzagging down the track. Go into the control settings and play around with the sensitivity and the lag of the input. I've just set this to the lowest possible setting, and with this it's very slow to respond to your input. You'll understeer, you'll just miss the apex of the corner, you'll run wide. It's the safest way. It feels perhaps the most easiest to control, but it's also the slowest. I've moved this right up to the most sensitive setting and it's an immediate control. If you just jump straight into this, you'll be all over the place. You'll be upside down and into the car park. So gradually build up to it. What I'm now playing with is Ackerman. It's very difficult to explain what this is in real life, it's worth a Google, but in the game it basically slows the input of your kart. When you drop it right down to the bottom, it means it moves the kart slowly from one side to another, whereas put it up to the top and it's an immediate reaction. Having both of those two, steering lock and steering acumen, pushed up to the top, it makes the car extremely skittish, but it makes it change direction so quickly, and that's what I use for my own control method. I push it right up to the top and then drop it down too. With braking, I also push it right up to the top and drop it down too. The only reason I'd ever bring it down from there is if the weather is wet and you don't want the brakes to lock up. The last control method I've not shown so far is wireless controller. When you connect your controller to your iPad or iPhone, it will appear here. The first time you use this method of controller, it will show you the controls on the game screen. You've also got the added bonus of being able to look left and right with the right hand analog stick. A quick note when setting the sensitivity levels of your wireless controller. It is a lot more sensitive and quick to react. I would urge you to set the sensitivity level more towards the middle settings, both for steering lock and the steering acumen. You'll find it more realistic. Okay, I've loaded up Spain here. I've got steering lock set to 80 and acumen set to 60, so right in the middle. And I'm going to show you what the S's at the start of Spain looks like, and just watch how much movement I've got to put onto the steering of the iPad to get it to go around the corners. I'm having to brake a little bit because I know I'm not going to make the corners. Understeering, I'm really having to work the car and work the iPad to get it to turn the radius that I want it to do. That's what it looks like at half settings on the steering. Okay, we're back on the start finish straight at Spain. I've set the steering lock and the steering acumen up to the top and then dropped it down by 2 notches. That's my personal preference. And we're going to run this experiment again. We're going to go through Spain's S's at the start, and I want you to pay attention to the amount of lock I put onto the steering on my iPad, or in this case how little. Slow it down for this corner, and then just a look at how little I'm putting input into the steering of this. I'm barely turning it compared to how I was doing it before. It means that I can turn the corners so much quicker because I've got less input on the steering. It's just a matter of being supremely sensitive and just dialing yourself in rather than seesawing down the road. It really is the quickest way to do it, but it takes time to really learn how to do it. So there you go. I hope that helps you find a way to get the most out of the game. I'll see you next time.